Hotel. Black Power Hotel. Brother Shaka saying Kofa with you. What I want to do right now is take some time out to give out some blessings, some peace offerings to all my brothers and sisters, all my subscribers, all my ancestors, the creator, giving homage, because see one thing, when I come on here and do these particular video clips and try my best to give you, accurate and truthful information to the best of my ability and the best of my knowledge, based on research, honest research. A lot of things sometimes may be a lot of dreadful situations, and at times we have to give honor to the ancestors, give honor to the creator, and give honor to you all, those who are actually fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation, those who, have our best interests as a race at heart, and I always like to acknowledge people who I feel or I see doing a lot of work, and their hearts are in the right place, and their intentions are, and their intentions and motives are pure, so I'm gonna take time to, send some love offerings and some hoteps and some black powers to, as many people as I possibly can that's in my circle. And if I don't mention your name, don't blame, it don't have nothing to do with my heart, my energy, and Dr. Milana K. Ajimanj, my brother, him and his queen Maldisa Ajimanj, as always my mother, I don't like to give out whole names and, I don't like to give out too much information, but my brothers, my sister, Queen and Zinga, my Queen and Zinga Sankofa, bless my brother, Brother Harris Abdul, who's in the ancestral realm right now, who was our acting chief of staff of the Street Law Soldiers and the co-founder of the Street Law Soldiers. We ride for you forever, brother. My mother and father-in-law, we ask that, and my father, who are all in their orgasmic state right now, in their travels, we ask you to continue to guide us and touch our hearts and protect us, and give us signs and signals and directions as to which way to turn and what to do, because a lot of times we can become, lost in this wilderness, as being conscious, so also brother Robert Burgess, and his moms, and I just like to also send my blessings out to his family, that Annie, Trinity, Fanny, and that the Creator embraces them and gives them strength, and put them on the rise. My daughter, Kiwana, my grandchildren, Isaac, Kayana, I love y'all, dearly, and that's one of the reasons why I put in this work, so that, 100 years from now, 50 years from now, 40 years from now, I pray that my work still carries on. I pray that my message will always be conveyed, throughout my bloodline, throughout my entire existence, because We never die. We just, we just pass form. Because physics law teaches us that all energy is constant. It just changes form. All the brothers that are incarcerated right now. Hold your head, brothers. Hold your head. Things gonna get better. Don't give up. Show some love to the other brothers in there. Stop the homicide and the genocide. Where you brothers are taking each other out. For some of the most minute things. Cigarettes. Snacks and things like that. Elevate your mind. Get with some brothers in there. The same thing, the same way I did. Got with some brothers that were trying to elevate their way of thinking. Beyond the prison walls. Where you won't become confined anymore. You'll just be confined physically. And to my brothers and sisters that's out there struggling, with this substance abuse, with these chemicals, with these pills, this heroin, this crack cocaine, this alcohol, that you can rise above, being in bondage, I never look down on nobody. I ask the Creator to continue to guide me, and don't get it twisted. I'm a rider forever. I'ma always ride down on the motherfucking cracker. Don't get that twisted. When I give out, this is just love I'm giving out to all my melanated brothers and sisters. Motherfuck that cracker. Motherfuck that white man. Motherfuck that blood-sucking pig. That goddamn walking germ. And that ice ape. And his cave bitch. And anybody that fucks with them. Just want to make that clear. Why I'm passing out my energy. Also, we just need a better, more leadership. We need a lot of brothers and sisters who have the ability to have the resources, and the connections and the plugs to be able to assist some of our brothers and sisters and not be selfish in this journey that we call life, and help uplift our brothers and sisters besides criticizing them all the time. Call your brother or your sister. Just call and say that you love them. Call your sister, call your brother, call your mother. For those who have parents, call them and just tell them that you love them. As a sign of growth, as a sign of manhood, as a sign of womanhood. Don't walk around with these grudges and walking, carrying someone else's misery, and enjoy, because 5 minutes ago was history, 5 minutes from now is a mystery. So we don't know what's ahead of us. So we have to, engage and savor in the moment, so we can, have this love for one another. Put your image to the side, brothers. Call another brother up and say, yeah, brother, I'm just calling and checking on you, brother. Making sure that you all right. And when I say brother, I don't necessarily mean biological. I don't necessarily mean siblings. I mean, the people that you run with, people you grew up with, people you haven't heard from all week, or all month, or all year. I get tired of having these gatherings at someone else's passing. When we can have these gatherings and celebrate and acknowledge and enjoy each other while we're all on this plane here. It makes clear sense to me. Doesn't it make clear sense to you? I know it does. So You know, it's just that time, you know, for us to begin to put some work in, you know, to help give our brothers and sisters some hope. You know, I'm my worst critic. You know, when I watch my video clips, I come down hard on myself. Oh, I should have said this better. I shouldn't have hesitated. Or I shouldn't have said this a certain amount of times or whatever. Because I'm not ashamed to better myself. I have room for plenty of improvement. And I work on that on a daily and consistent basis. You know, if I want to be a conveyor of information, you know, it has to be brought to my brothers and sisters in a way that everyone can gravitate to it. Everyone can comprehend and understand, you know, the information, how it's being given out by me and others. You know, I don't have all the answers. Like I always say, when I give out information, or when I'm dropping science and jewels, I'm just not talking to you. I'm talking to myself as well. You know, so let's put the images to the side, the fake gangster shit. You know, I'm gonna tear up everything that look like me, but I'm not gonna tear up the real enemy. That type of fake gangsterism. You know, because a lot of y'all will critique this video. A lot of you will critique me. You know, but what are you doing? Are you putting in any motherfucking work? Are you making any video clips? Or do you have any information to save somebody or to help out people? What is your contribution to the uplifting the fallen humanity? You know, so don't sit back and just, you know, high off the motherfucking weed and the PCP and drunk, you know, critiquing me, calling yourself, you know, being a motherfucking critic, you know, and you never critique the motherfucking cracker. You never critique the news people, and they lie to you every goddamn day. But since I look like you and you hate yourself, you hate me too. You see, that's the difference. See, I love myself, so I'm able to love you all, to love my brothers and sisters. You know, whether you like it or not. Because that's something you can't stop. You can't stop me from loving you. You can't stop me from putting in work. Because there's always a few that want to find a way to make a joke because the truth is so piercing. And that by you not knowing shit, that's your way of dealing with it. That's your internal way of dealing with it. But when you go to sleep at night, when you're all alone, you and the Creator knows, you know, the reasons that you do and say the things that you do. If it's negative towards somebody that's trying to educate you and help you and enlighten you and raise your level of consciousness and bring you to the level where you're functioning on a God frequency, something that you've never experienced, something that can't be explained, something that can't be described. Because you're dealing with the Creator. You're dealing with the ancestral. You're dealing with a supreme energy. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why, you know, I put this video out so we can, you know, begin to learn to have some love for one another. You know, like the Moore Science Temple say, Noble Drew Ali said, you know, we need to learn to love instead of hate. And that's true Bill. That's true Bill like a motherfucker. You know. And we need to self-love. Now, I'm not telling y'all go out here and go and start hugging these crackers and all that shit. I'm not saying that. You know. And I don't hate every single cracker. I hate the system of white supremacy and every motherfucking cracker that benefits from it. And that's damn near everybody. That's 99% of the motherfucking crackers, of the ice ape, of this walking germ. And it's just not the white man. It's the white bitch is just as motherfucking wicked and dangerous. And y'all got a little teenage white bitch just rapping using the term nigga, and then you got niggas co-signing it, talking about she harder than some of the niggas in South Central. You know, I'm telling you now, I don't care about your security team or none of that, because I got one too. You know, if I catch any of you crackers come around me and use that word, I'm gonna take your goddamn head clean the fuck off. Clean off. Your head will be rolling down the sidewalk like a motherfucking bowling ball. That's where you gonna really fuck your life up at, when you come around Shaka Sankofa and say that motherfucking word. I don't give a fuck when nobody say, oh, you know, they use it all the time. Why can't? No. You're not allowed to use it. We're not allowed to share your wealth. So you're not allowed to say that. You can say it around certain people. I don't give a fuck if you Eminem, how cool you may think you are. But I'm gonna show you how cool that you're not if you ever come around Shaka Sankofa with that motherfucker, with that bullshit there. I'm gonna knock your motherfucking head smooth the fuck off. And I mean that, you know. To my brothers and sisters, you know, the love has to, you know, start within. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Because do you know that most entertainers don't have mirrors in their house? Because of the fact that they have, you know, sold their souls, and they have allowed the industry to conjure up so many demons to watch over them. You know, that they don't look at themselves in the mirror. Most entertainers, if you look at MTV Cribs and all that bullshit, you'll see that a lot of them, they do not have mirrors in their homes. You know, and that's because of the fear that's been implanted on them. And that's the exchange. That's part of the exchange of your manhood or your womanhood for the wealth that I was talking to you all about in the last video or the video before that. I'm not quite sure, you know. So, you know, I want to give hoteps and black piles to all our predecessors that were revolutionaries. Huey, Bobby, Dr. Khaled, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, you know, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Chancellor Williams, who, as a matter of fact, is buried right next to my mother and father-in-law. Exact, right next to him. So every time I go and pour libation for them, I always make sure I do it for Doc too. For those who don't know who that is, that's the elder that wrote the book Destruction of Black Civilization, Dr. Chancellor Williams. There was something else that was on my mind. I'm going to be creating a GoFundMe page as well, because, you know, I want to generate some currency with the support of you all, so I can you know, build a studio, you know, a small studio where I can talk to you guys directly live, you know, so we can do some dialoguing, you know, so we can do some exchanging, you know, and working on a radio show sometime mid-summer 2017, you know, and I'm going to invite, you don't have to be a known figure, you don't have to, you can just be the average Joe, the average queen, the average king, and you know, come on the show, because that's what I want to deal with, the common people. You know, I don't need to have, you know, special guests, Dr. such and such and Sir this and Captain this and all that bullshit. You know, I want to have the average brother, the average sister, you know, brothers and sisters just coming out of the dismal crypts, just coming home from behind enemy lines in the concentration camps that we call penitentiaries, you know, USP, you know, brothers and sisters that's completed drug treatment. The new feeling that they require. Of plugging back in, being a productive member of society once again. The common people. And every once in a while, if someone of that particular stature, wants to come in and share some views, and answer some questions, then you're more than welcome to do so. But I prefer to deal with people such as myself. I don't look at myself as some type of celebrity or some type of big image, because I don't have that type of image. I don't come on here to receive money and hits and all that type of shit. Small, and I've learned this through being a drug counselor, that small groups, the small intimate group settings with people are more prone to open up, more opposed to, a huge crowd of people, because those of you, and I commend you, for those of you who get all these thousands of hits every day or whatever, I commend you for that. But at the same time, you don't know who's infiltrating, your structure. You don't know none of that. That can be a headache at times, because sometimes it can be somebody that has, an abundance of information, that's well known, that could have just, given up years ago and have become a collaborator with the enemy, and is assisting the enemy in destroying all conscious movements, all conscious organizations, all militant movements, in the black community. So, if you have any questions, like I said, you can call me 24 hours a day. You know my number. I'm under Nana Sankofa on Facebook. So, for those who do know, I know all my subscribers know who I am. And one thing before I close, I want to share on. It's a damn shame, and this is in, and I've talked to a lot of people. I've done lectures with, Umar Johnson, Sabra Sutasetti, Darren Muhammad, Reality Speaks, DeLacy Davis, Dawa Israel. I've done lectures with some of the most premier scholars, on the planet. And I found out, other than myself, that, a lot of times your own family, your own siblings and family members don't even support, your quest. They don't even watch none of your videos. They don't attend none of your lectures. And I thought that it only happened to me, but that's in 95% of the scholars and lecturers, across the planet. And that's a goddamn shame, and that has a lot to do with jealousy. That has a lot to do with differences of opinions. So in turn, you won't support that because it's not on the same wavelength that you're on, or it might be way over your head where you have trouble comprehending it, which has nothing to do with standing up, being a black man or black woman, supporting someone else in the black community. So I'm gonna close for right now, but I'll be back with y'all pretty soon. Hotep, Black Power, peace.